Hey guys, my name is Anthony Mercurio of Prime Movement Performance, and today we're going to talk a little bit about foam rolling, what it is, why you might want to use it, and what benefits it has. We do see a lot of folks using the foam roller somewhat properly and somewhat improperly as we kind of go through. And like I said, I'm going to go through just some really basic things about it, and like how we can use it to make us feel better and maybe perform a little bit better in the gym. So we have a bunch of these specific foam rollers. This is a Roll-Go roller. As you can see, it has some ridges and different things to help us get into different spots versus a traditional foam roller, it's just one piece. We have a bunch of these in our gym, but if you have a regular foam roller, it works the same just as well. All right. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna work on my hips and my lower back, because the majority of us, if we have a sedentary job or we sit a lot, that's the part of our body that gets the tightest, and a lot of folks have lower back pain. So this can help alleviate some of that and relieve some of that tension. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit on this foam roller, and then I'm gonna try to get in what we call our external rotators, or outside part of my hip, and I'm gonna do that by simply crossing one leg up on top and leaning to that side a little bit. So I'm trying to open up the space in my hip, and then I'm gonna roll and just find some spots that might be a little uncomfortable and have a little bit of extra pain than just standing there would be. Now, a lot of folks think that foam rolling is great, or the end all be all, and then some folks don't believe in foam rolling at all. So as usual, I like to sit somewhere in the middle, and what foam rolling really does for us is it takes our body's stress. If we come into the gym with a level 10 stress, foam rolling allows us to lower that a little bit, just like a massage would, right? So if I get in here and I spend a couple minutes finding some spots that are a little bit uncomfortable, it allows me to lower my stress levels, so then I can improve my training. If I come into the gym with a level 10 stress, and then I add more stress to that by exercising and working out, which is a natural stressor, then I can increase my risk of injury. So what we're doing by foam rolling is we're creating an opportunity for us to create some space in our levels of stress to allow a positive reaction to the working out versus a negative reaction. So I'm allowing my muscles to relax a little bit, and in turn my whole nervous system to relax. And again, the hips are somewhere that holds a lot of tension, so we like to start there first. From there, we'll go to our lower back. Again, a spot that holds a lot of tension for many of us. And the good thing about these rollers is you can take these two grooves, and this would be your spine so it doesn't hit, and these two grooves would run along the muscles up your lower back. So you just gotta find a good spot and then find something there. And again, you wanna find things that are a little uncomfortable. You might wanna lean to one side and get underneath those bigger muscles a little bit and spend some time there as you go, okay? Now usually those two will help alleviate any tension and stress in that lower back. And that's point number one, okay? The second part that would kind of go along with your lower back is gonna be your IT band. This one is a super uncomfortable one, and folks don't like this, and they actually well up, like get tears in their eyes when they're doing it. So your IT band runs from your hip to your knee, and it's a thick connective tissue. And what's great about this, again, is it allows you to create space for it and get some musculature on the side. And this one is gonna be really painful. I'm gonna get on the side of my hip, cross the leg over, and then just kind of roll back and forth. Now, here you may find that one spot is particularly tender or uncomfortable. That's like maybe here, like middle of my IT band. So maybe I want to spend a little extra time there and let the muscles relax, let my central nervous system calm down in that area. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll keep that leg on that tender spot and then just kind of bend that leg. Bend and straighten until it relaxes. And I really want to sit there. A lot of folks, because it's really painful, they try to rush through it. But in this setting, when it is really painful, you actually need to sit there a little bit longer, and you need to breathe and allow yourself to relax through that area. So your IT band, right, another spot that collects and holds a lot of tension. And if your IT band is really tight, you'll know right away. And you also might be getting like lateral knee pain on the outside of your knee, or it may stem up to your low back as well. So I'm just gonna go on the other side. I know for me, sometimes I'll get my right lower back will be a little tight or a little uncomfortable, and I know that my right IT band has some definite pain in there, much more than my left side. So So I would find a spot that's a little uncomfortable, and again, hang out there, work to breathe. And again, the foam roller is not going to cure any tightness or pain that I have. All it's doing is lowering my level of stress to allow my body to relax a little bit more and remove that tension. So when we're doing certain things, our body creates tension intentionally on purpose to protect us from something else, maybe something that could be more painful. So when we are doing this and we're relaxing ourselves, we're creating that opportunity again to maybe train a little bit more, work on our mobility, certain things like that. So now we've tackled kind of like our hips. The next thing I want to talk about a little bit is the shoulders, because the shoulders get really beat up a lot. And a lot of folks who have those sedentary jobs, when they're hunched over a lot, they have this rounded posture and they need to open up, and they have limited mobility to go overhead with certain exercises. They have shoulder pain when they do certain exercises. Hanging from a pull-up bar is difficult. So a couple things you can use with the foam roller. The first thing, like we did our lower back, you can go to your upper back. And again, you're gonna do the same idea. I'd be here on my upper back, and here I like to give myself a hug, right? And just kind of reach back and forward, right? Maybe put a little bit more weight into it, reach back and forward, almost like a little mini sit-up. And then you can even kind of reach way back and overhead and then play around with some different stuff there. Surprised my back didn't crack, and you guys would have heard it on the microphone, but no back crack in here. So that's the first one, right? That's working on our, what we call thoracic extension, that helps us get overhead a little bit. Another one, similar to the IT band, that's very, very painful and uncomfortable, is to get your lats. So a lot of times our lats get very tight, which is that muscle kind of that runs, you know, people say wings or things like that, that run kind of from your ribs to your shoulder. And here you want to lay on it and find a spot, get that groove right in that spot, and try to find something that's a little uncomfortable. And again, you may find that one side, like your IT band, is very tight compared to the other. And having this availability and the ability to lower your stress level and availability to maybe open up that range of motion a little bit will allow us to have a little bit more success in the gym and potentially mitigate the risk of injury just a little bit, all right? But again, this isn't gonna cure anything. You know, I think people get that wrong idea that, you know, foam rolling or massage guns or things like that are gonna be like, oh, I need to do this to recover, I need to do this to make my life better. But realistically, all this is doing is just one tool in your toolbox to maybe lower that level of stress a little bit and create a new opportunity for you to have a successful training session. I like to do it beforehand if I'm feeling particularly tight. What's really good about foam rolling is if you do it before bed, right? Because like I said, the whole idea is that we're trying to relax ourselves and relax some stress. So using this before bed is a great tool. The last one for the shoulder sequence is I'm gonna work on my pec, right? So your chest gets really tight when it's rolled forward. This one's a little bit more awkward than the rest. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay on it and try to get one of these like ball parts in my chest just below my collarbone. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna roll on that back and forth. This one's a little, like I said, a little bit more awkward, and you gotta find some spots there. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create and get those hips or those shoulders in all the different directions. So we got the back part, we got the side and underneath with the lats. Now we're getting the front with the pec. All right, so I'm here. Just switch sides a little bit. Hopefully I don't get on that mic. But I know my left one is a little bit more tender than my right. I do have some shoulder issues that I've been dealing with since college football, like a million years ago. So this left shoulder doesn't like certain things as much, and I can feel it when I'm doing this pec version. And you can find that spot and then roll in, roll out, do some different things there. And again, that's a couple of just little things there that you can work on, right? Work on your hips a little bit. So we did our glutes, we did our IT band, we did our lower back to kind of release some other things. And then we did some stuff for the shoulders. There's a million different ways to use a foam roller, right? You can use your calves, you can roll on your feet, you can do your groin, you can do your quads. And really anything that you're looking at with the foam roller, if it's painful, usually, that means you probably need to do a little bit more of it, right? So if it has that kind of like discomfort, right? Just like stretching, if you're doing stretching correctly, there should be some level of discomfort that will help relieve the stress and bring it from a 10 down to an 8 or a 7 to create that opportunity for you to train safely and have a better experience. All right, that's foam rolling. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.